Welcome to the Juggernaut Show. We here once a week. We have a YouTube channel called the Juggernaut Show. Our Instagram is King Juggernaut. This is under the umbrella of CMF Productions with support of Black Billionaire Collection. This is season 4, episode 14. Myself, Adi's here, as you can see to my left. Mike is here. Will Porter's out here battling right now. Theo's out here grinding. He did send us some reports that we about to talk about. Fonzie's in love. I guess that dude ain't letting her out. Bonnie is here, the amazing Bonnie's here. Love doctor, sex doctor, massage therapist queen, and many other things that she have done, but I'm not going to stay on here.
Long list.
It's very long list. And chunks on the switches. Today's topic is don't wait for it to come, you become it. Do not wait for it to come, you become it. So we're going to start off with, from our Juggernaut insider, Theo, the Incredible Hulk Coleman, has sent us proof that the Democrats are on their bullshit. So here we go. This is gonna be hard, fam. But Mike has spoke about this last week, lightly, about the Griner situation. Griner situation. But it was a white lady from Staten Island, Audria Labaro. You can look her up. She's on the internet. She was also out in Russia, and she did 60 days in jail and paid only $375 of fines. And they let her go back to Staten Island, New York. But in Brianna's case, two-time Olympic gold medalist with a father who fought in 2 wars.
Brittney,
I'm sorry. Brittney, my bad, Brittney. I'm so sorry, Brittney. I'm so sorry. Brittney Griner, I'm sorry. For 2 wars, her father did. And she, I think she got the FIBA Cup. She got the also the WNBA Player of the Year award. She got a few NCAA Player of the Year awards. Now this woman is for her country. She's doing for her country. She's doing great things. And she went to Russia with a work permit since 2015. Was in Russia for work with a work visa. So she's in Russia on work from 2015, got caught up with less than 1 gram of cannabis oil. I repeat, 1 gram of cannabis oil. It was less than that. And it really wasn't marijuana. She had less than an ounce of oil. And this 19-year-old white girl, which is privileged white, let's keep it for real, Snow Bunny, had 19 grams of weed. This woman had 19 grams of weed, only did 60 days in jail and $370 freaking fine. This woman right now, like I said, I'll spell her name out for you. Y'all can Google it. Audrey Labar, Lorber, from Staten Island. You could Google it and check her out. She got caught with this crap and did way less time than this woman that's about to get 9 goddamn years. All right, so to show you that Pusher Man Joe Biden, Vice President called Kamala's sister girl Harris. Now they're about talking about getting her out. All this time we've been crying. They've been blaming the NBA players, blaming everybody else but the damn government itself. Now they want to get her out. And the reason they want to get her out is because election time is coming. Mid-election season is coming. Now they want the black vote. So it's like, y'all black people want something, we'll get you something by letting her out. And that's all y'all get. Y'all not getting no tangibles. And
that's
brothers.
Our token.
Yeah, that's the token. And we tired of it. We Americans, we want to be treated right. How does nobody from Staten Island gets 60 days and pay $375 and go home, but a sister that her father dedicated his life to this country, killed for this country, served for this country. She represented the country too. Won a whole bunch of. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a serious question.
Go ahead.
You think the government or America cares about black people who serve?
Well, I'm American and I care about black people.
No. Listen what I'm saying. You think they care about black people who serve for this country?
Evidently not. Look at the Harlem Hell Angels.
It's black people who
There's
serve.
so many black people from World War I, World War II that have come home and have been murdered in their uniform.
That's what I'm saying. They never.
So it's time. We tired of it. We tired of the disrespect. It's 2022.
But that's what I'm saying. We've been tired of the disrespect.
Well, it's time. Well, more of us need to say something, and more of us need to be in code.
Listen, as long as a certain group of people, white people, control this country,
right?
They never.
That's why we need to make our own party. And I agree with you, brother. That's why we need to make our own party.
When because your background, where you come from, what they do is whenever we uprise, whenever we start to speak our mind, we get shot down.
Yeah, they look for the leader, and then try to assassinate the leader, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Malcolm assassinated. Martin assassinated.
Anytime.
Almost more than half the Panthers assassinated.
Oh, absolutely.
Jail, spread it all over this damn world.
And you know what they did to the Panthers, because we talked about it before.
Yeah, they used their own peeps against them.
They took the West Coast Panthers and turned them against the East Coast Panthers.
Right.
And
that's old school African joint.
Yeah.
Tribalism.
But like I was saying before we get into all that, I want to say rest in peace to a fellow comedian, Teddy Ray, and Jack Knight from the show Bust Down. Both passed away within the last month. So I just want to say rest in peace to them. Two young guys, 28 and 32 years old.
Damn.
Babies.
Yeah, so I want to give a big rest in peace to them.
I'm going to give them a moment of silence. Damn, brothers. Damn. Rest in peace, brothers, man.
Yeah, just want to give my condolences to all their friends, families, and fans, and myself included. I was a fan of both, so rest in peace to them.
Yeah.
A special rest in peace to my man Gary, a.k.a. John Wick. He passed away last week.
Wow.
So definitely want to give a special shout out to him. And Teresa, his girlfriend, Teresa, a close personal friend of ours.
Yeah, you got friends, Teresa. You know you got friends, Teresa.
So we definitely
pronounce her name right.
He was a cool brother. Always a positive word every time I saw him. Always long conversations about comedy and life and everything. Always gave me encouragement. I want to give him a special rest in peace as well.
Rest in peace, brother. We used to go to parties together, but I'll be there. I'll be at the crossroads soon, bro.
Well, hopefully not soon. But
hopefully not soon, but I'll be there.
Not anytime soon.
God rest your soul, bro. Damn. That was like a shocking. That came out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah, that shocked me. He was definitely a cool guy. Yeah. But back into what we were talking about with America.
No, we're gonna end this again. Again, Pusha Man Joe and Sister Girl Harris. They need some niggas to be voting for their posts, and then that's when they're acting real funny. So from Adi, I'm not gonna say the whole panel. From Adi to the Democrats, you are the dumb fuck for 40 plus years, continuing this neglect to the number one voters, which is us black asses.
Let me ask you a serious question. Are they the dumb fucks, or are we the dumb fucks? Cause we
are the dumb fucks.
Because we keep voting for them.
We are the dumb fucks, yes. We are. Because we got tricked. A lot of people got tricked talking about, who you going to vote for, Trump or Biden? Well, the lesser evil. But real talk, Biden was the real big evil. He was a bigger evil than Trump.
I look at it.
Because this nigga puts in laws that would, now they got some shit where they attacking people who got conscious, like a woke, it's called a woke something. So if you talking some shit like, man, I'm tired of this, shit, that may come from me, bro. I may be talking it right goddamn now.
Because man, we live under the false narrative that America is a free country.
And it's not. It's truly controlled.
Only difference between America and other countries is they might not kill you for talking.
I think they call that tactical espionage, bro. Straight up in house. They just finesse, do propaganda.
Oh, they'll go after your character and do character assassinations.
And then destroy you. Like they doing Bill Cosby.
No.
Yeah, they're kind of doing it on.
You know how I feel.
They got some old hoes out here lying. They even had the blacking up one of them. Bitch never had an afro her whole life. All of a sudden she had an afro out the blue. So I'm like, yeah, he's a rapist.
Listen,
he gave me
We've
this.
discussed.
He gave her Tylenol, nigga.
Nah,
what the hell is he talking about?
We discussed Bill Cosby on many occasions. And Bill, you know how I feel about Bill Cosby.
Not the Jello pudding pop man. Not the Jello pudding pop man.
Always room for Jello.
Let me tell you, I don't give a fuck about.
He was giving black yogurt to somebody.
No. I don't give a fuck about Bill Cosby, and I don't give a fuck about Bill Cosby because every chance, we talked about this before, but every chance Bill Cosby got,
Yeah, he was talking
he was
shit.
in front of white people.
He was talking shit.
He put down
He
black
was talking
people.
shit. He was talking shit. He was cooning.
He put down other comedians. He put down other black people.
Yeah, he was
Any
talking
chance
shit.
he got. So I'm not saying that's what he should get in return.
But I mean, right is right, wrong wrong. He was wrong for that. The government wrong for doing what they doing to the
I don't know what that man did in his personal time.
Son, yeah, he had some hoes out here lying. Some old hoes at that.
I don't know. I
Fucking,
It happened in 19.
God damn, what, 1930, nigga? What the fuck when this happened?
So you don't think Bill Cosby raped no women?
Hell fucking no.
Not one.
That nigga got, no, hell fucking no.
I don't know.
Man, nigga, they just say he got, so that's like someone saying,
I'm
yo,
abstaining
Mike,
from a comment.
in 1988, you gave me a pill, and I think,
But you know Bill
I
Cosby,
think
you know
raped me because I woke up without my
No,
drawers. Come
You
on,
know,
what kind of shit? Who's the
no,
proof that?
you know Bill Cosby said, like in books, that he used to use certain things.
What, to enhance his shit?
No, to drug women.
Nigga, they was doing coke at that time.
What is that? What?
Everybody was doing
Listen,
coke.
This is an old. This is
Quaaludes.
Quaalude niggas
This
was
is a-
wildin',
this is
nigga.
a
Niggas
old-
was wildin'.
this is an old topic. We talked about Bill Cosby plenty of times. We
Well, for the newcomers, I'm on support with Bill Cosby. I'm glad the brother's out. Come to find out he was innocent. My man Mike said F him because I kind of agree
For
with
the new- for
I
the
agree with Mike
newcomers.
with some parts because
fuck Bill Cosby.
The nigga
That's how
did.
I feel.
he did do some messed up things to the culture, but then he did some great
I don't
things for the
care.
culture.
Look, it ain't to me. It ain't about whether or not he raped. I don't know what he did in his personal time.
I don't think he did.
I can't prove or disprove that
They
he
couldn't
did
either. That's why they
anything.
let his ass go. They couldn't prove it neither.
No, they let him go because he signed an agreement that they wouldn't arrest. They couldn't charge
So
him
they
with
effed up.
anything.
So they was doing
And
all
yeah.
finesse.
Yeah, that's
So
why.
if he was,
plea deal.
so if he was just like me or you, he would be railroaded.
Because basically he confessed to it, but then in return they couldn't charge him with anything.
No,
and
he
then
said-
no,
He
listen,
said- no, he
said-
listen,
he said
no,
a
listen,
damn,
listen what I'm saying.
Over the counter drug.
No,
He didn't say
listen
like
to what
some
I'm saying. He basically the deal was he confessed doing it just in conversation, and then they couldn't charge him as long as and then they turned around and charged him anyway. So then this was found out later on, and they had to let him go.
Bro, but it wasn't like what they was saying. These chicks was saying like they was
It
not.
doesn't-
Nigga,
it-
that shit
look,
was like
Bill-
Tylenol.
Hey, listen.
Like I gave you some Tylenol. You like nigga.
Listen.
You raped me, nigga. What you talking
Bill
about?
Cosby don't give a fuck about what we talking about right now. He ain't watching this. That man,
I'm just saying.
that man been free for a year. God bless him. I hope
Yeah, he
you
chillin'.
know
He
the
chillin'.
few years he got left on the
They
earth. I
slowed
hope
him
he
down
live
for a
out.
second.
Out of the limelight.
Yeah.
It's sad because it's Bill Cosby, you know, and it's somebody who in our culture was built up for so long that he got taken down the way he got taken down. But as I've told you before, when everything came out, I been knew about it. I heard about it. The first time I heard about it was in '98, and I was 14.
Yeah, but you know, it's like the Michael situation, bro. Like they saying, like, you know, this nigga was touching kids and shit. I never believed it, bro. I never believed.
I don't believe it.
All of a
Look,
sudden, these white kids come out.
I'll
saying
tell you-
this.
I'll
Then
tell you
one
this,
nigga
right?
came out and said, nah, that's a lie.
No, I'll tell you this, right? And I'm not gonna go into the whole thing. I didn't believe it only because I did my fair share reading on things that happened. So, but I can't. I'm not here to convince somebody else that Michael Jackson didn't do anything. I don't know.
Charges was dropped. Charges was dropped.
I like quotes, and there's a quote in a song by John Mayer. When you own a television, what you see is what you got.
Right.
Because when they own the information, they could bend it how they want.
That's why they used to call it the stupid box.
I'll say this: the difference between Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby, right? Michael Jackson, the FBI watched Michael Jackson for 10 years,
Forever almost.
and they didn't find anything.
anything.
So you think the same government organization that killed Martin Luther King, that killed Malcolm X, that killed John F. Kennedy, you think they're gonna watch the most famous black man in the world for 10 years and not find a way to take him down if they can?
Exactly. They tried. Yes, they tried. They tried.
I've always held the belief that there might be a kid that Michael Jackson did something to that we don't even know
I
about.
don't think so, bro.
But
Not Billie Jean.
But
Not Billie Jean, bro.
not only listen.
It's not my lover, nigga.
I can't say what the next man did. Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby, they live in places that I never, you know what I mean? I don't know what they do on a day-to-day basis.
Well, you soon gonna be there doing this comedy you doing. You gonna be there every day.
Big up to you.
And if somebody say I did something, I would hope people know me well enough to go, hey, you know.
I'll be one of the first ones to fight. They gonna probably yoke me up. Nigga, nah, he free Mike. Free, this is some bullshit, brother. If you don't wheel your black ass across the street.
Now, if I did something wrong, I wouldn't want to get away with it just because I gained some sort of fame or power.
Nigga, I would still fight for your rights, even if you're wrong.
What do you get out of it?
What,
Trying
doing something
to get
wrong?
over.
No, I'm saying I would hope that like I wouldn't get away with
whatever you doing.
Because I'm famous. You know what I mean?
Speaking about getting over, why did the white girl get over? And our sister didn't get over, goddamn it. Back on the topic. Oh, so sorry.
But you know the answer. Like what do we? You know the answer.
It's not the first time.
It's not the first, but you know you gotta still kick it. You can't just submit.
You
and just
know
say,
the answer though.
All right, I'm gonna bend over and take it.
It ain't about bend, but you.
If you're gonna die, you're gonna die.
But
Stand
listen,
up, fight it out.
Right?
You get poked up. You get poked up.
But listen, right? That's like in our case being disabled, asking why didn't this place have a ramp?
Well,
not this particular place.
Not
this particular place. But what I'm saying is, some things you already know. They don't care.
Well, you're gonna make them care by saying something.
No,
I
understand that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, in this particular case, you're asking why did this white girl get away with something that Brittney Griner did? You know the answer.
Well, it needs to be changed.
What's the answer?
The answer is we under white supremacy. This shit need to be replaced with real justice. Real justice, not no bullshit catered just to a certain culture, a certain ethnicity. Yeah, I got it.
That word.
That word. A certain group that can get by with almost fucking murder, and the rest just wither away. Well, we still got to fight, bro.
I'm not
it's like Terminator.
I'm not saying
them niggas, the robots was beating them, but they didn't give up. They kept fighting.
But Terminator
kept having sex, kept having kids, fighting, sex, kids, fighting, more sex,
nigga,
food,
Terminator
fighting,
is a movie.
Then it went down to all healthy and mighty. Go down to mighty healthy.
No, nigga, no.
But yeah, you gotta fight.
I'm not talking about the fight. I'm talking about we're talking about it, and you're asking as if you don't know.
I know the answer.
What the problem is?
The answer is total hate against this melanated people.
Absolutely. Like, say a child goes missing, and if it's a white child, you get the Amber Alert.
Man, I watched.
But if it's a child of any other ethnicity,
you don't hear about it till like 5 months later.
They go to the parents, go to the cops, or you got to wait 24 hours.
Because
your child is a runaway. No, there's something that happened to my child.
But adults too. It was a Jamaican dude. I don't know why this motherfucker did. Listen, this is to all my foreigner brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Bro, hang with your own people that look like you. Do not hang with these white people. This Jamaican brother real talk. In Pennsylvania, dude went out with them on hunting. Brother didn't come back.
Well,
he got shot in his head, bullets all over, a shot in his mouth, and then it's like, yo, how this happened? We was defending ourselves. And they got away with it.
Listen, we should not be doing these type of things with white people, like hunting.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Don't do that.
Well,
do not go hunting with these motherfuckers.
Shout out to my guy Dick
Go
Cheney.
hunting on your own.
Well, yeah.
You got to learn how to.
And go with some brothers that know how to kill too.
No. I think here's the issue in America, right? Is we have a difficulty where it's like we want to assimilate into white culture. Well,
man, F their culture.
Back before we was born, before I was born, there was integration and all that. And I think that's where things kind of got, the intention of integration was great, is that black people and white people should be one. It's a very idealistic thing, right? But then when you talk about integration, that meant us integrating into a white world, what we had for ourselves got taken away.
You've been taken away.
No, but what I'm saying is when we were, even though we were segregated, that meant we had our own black businesses, our own black
Yeah, we was more
everything.
We was thriving
More
more.
very independent.
Yeah.
You know, we
And
had
they
our own
destroyed-
Congress right after the Civil War.
Right.
You know.
And they destroyed all
so once
our
we-
lovely black towns.
You
So,
know.
but then once we integrated, that got taken away because then the white people go, oh, now you with us, so you don't need your own store. We'll take over this store because
Yeah, we slipped
you
up.
with us.
Dr. Martin Luther King, rest his soul, he said that. He said, I think we messed up.
And we'll give you,
Marcus Garvey.
and we'll
How about
give
that?
you,
No.
and we'll give
And
you
you know
free
what's-
benefits, and you good. You don't need the man in the house. We'll give you free benefits as long as you don't have a man in the
Yeah,
house.
that's the most disrespectful thing ever. So if you are a parent, the mother, and you broke and can't support your child, you get government support.
As
But
long
if
as you don't
you're
have a
the
man in the
male,
house.
you go to jail, your license gets suspended, and again, my nigga, you owe us money. And we may take your kids, nigga. We ain't giving you nothing.
So it's a double-edged sword of we here, we gotta be here. Like what you were talking about earlier, your family, they came here, they got the American dream.
Yes, I'm
Right.
first generation American.
Right.
You know, my mom, she came from the Caribbean. My father is Nicaraguan Mexican mix.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm
Yes.
a mutt.
He just a nigga that could swim. He black. He just a nigga that could swim. That's all.
Nah, but what she's saying is
And my family came to this country and achieved the American dream. Therefore, all of my 22 cousins are in professions like doctors, business owners. I've had 2 businesses.
So let me ask you, can I ask you a question? So
Sure.
what do you think is the difference between black people or people of African descent who come here and black Americans who are born here? Like, what do you think is the difference? Like, why did it work out for your family, but it doesn't seem to work out for...
I got the answer for that.
Yeah, but I won't.
Entitlement. Entitlement. Nobody wants to work hard for anything anymore, but they feel like they're entitled to something.
No, it's not that. Don't forget, you come into a country that blacks built. Blacks became doctors. Blacks became scholars. Blacks built schools.
We built the White House.
Right, a lot of
Yeah.
shit. So then someone's coming and being disrespectful and like, yo, you fucking lazy nigga. Ain't no, everyone in my family works hard. Everyone in my family, it's from here, from America. So the thing that's, except my grandfather, he's from Kingston, Jamaica. But the thing is, we work hard, very hard, but we get played very hard too. Remember, I just said it when we just talking about it. A whole bunch of black towns that were very successful got flooded, is under lakes that you will never know about. The only one that
When
a
they
lot
want
of
to
people
build
really
highways, where do they go through?
know across
Because
the black town.
that's the weird thing about America, and when I say America, I mean white people.
Right, but
Is that they don't want to see African Americans necessarily succeed,
thrive at all.
but
So they do it like they did the
but
Panthers.
listen, but when we don't do certain things, then we're considered lazy. So how is it you don't want a group of people to succeed?
we can't
but then
be
when
lazy
they-
when the
but-
whole American
Yeah.
culture is
No,
us.
no, but you understand. You get what I'm saying, right? I'm saying they don't want us to succeed. But then when you have people who don't do anything to succeed, we're called lazy. You can't have it both ways. You can't block us from succeeding, and then when we go, fuck it, now we're lazy.
No, but
Well,
brothers
that's
is
that glass ceiling.
But you understand
That
what I'm
is
saying?
that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
They'll let you grow, but by only so much.
right. But the thing goes back to like the Black Panther. You just said the West and the East. So for someone that's come from a different diaspora that's not born here, they will make sure you thrive a little bit more. So it's like you're kind of targeting and fighting others like myself when it doesn't need to be fought. So we see you, we glad for you. We paved the way because we want y'all to come here as reinforcements. Like, yo, we tired of these crackers, but don't be chilling with these niggas. Chill with us. But some come here and be from the diaspora that be cooning. Then the real motherfuckers, because I went to Jamaica, I've been to Jamaica, I went to Europe. There's some real brothers out there that's living there.
But you
But the
realize
ones that come here be sometimes different. Like, What the fuck? Nah,
No,
I'm not
because you
black.
realize.
You're not black, nigga. What?
Listen. What
What you
happens
put in your
is,
senses?
But what happens is that America has built up a stereotype of black people. So people from other countries, when they hear about black Americans,
Because they do their research. That's like us talking about everybody in Africa got flies around them and they ain't starving.
yeah,
And that's
because
not true.
that's what
It's gorgeous parts in Africa.
But okay,
Absolutely.
take for example, me as a child, right? When I was a child, remember they had all those
Feed the children.
feed the children commercials.
Right.
And you have the kid, they had the swollen stomachs and the flies around them. So as a child, you believe that, hey, this
Yeah,
is
but
what.
that's the parents around you need to say that's some bullshit.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you're a child, you only gonna go by what you see. So if all you see is this, and all you're told is this way, you're gonna believe. You might believe that for a little while until somebody come along and tell you, hey, it ain't
That's
like
not
that over
Nope.
here.
My aunt told me it was like that. Then showed
Yeah.
me pictures of Africa.
Right.
It was gorgeous. So that's how I knew at a young age.
No, but that's what I'm
that
saying.
shit was bullshit.
So people, I'm not from another country, but I assume people from other countries are told, hey,
Yeah, they'll
black
show some
Americans
fucked
are
up
like
shit.
this, or they see it on TV.
Stay away from
because
narcotics.
when you go on when you watch TV, all you see is black people being represented in a certain way, and a lot of it, some of it, is our own fault because we give into corporate. A lot of hip hop artists, they're paid to push an image.
Oh, absolutely.
So, if a person from another country, all you hear is rappers talk about this, and you see on TV
But
is this,
That's
like,
ironic though.
It's like, you want
And
money, endorse
not,
this.
Not to cut you off. You know why that's ironic? That's like a nigga from the Middle East coming and saying, yo, what about your Bloods and Crips? Them motherfuckers is gangs. Like, you know, what about black and black crime? Nigga, you come from a culture of niggas putting bombs on kids. You come from a culture of beheading. Who the fuck is you,
But you
to
see-
talk about somebody
but you see what
over
I'm
here?
saying?
But you see what I'm saying?
No.
You can't, they
you
can't
see what you
do
just
that.
did? You see what you just did? That's
No,
what-
I did the truth.
No,
Y'all want to do stereotype?
No, you didn't.
Nigga, here go the stereotype.
No, you didn't. That's what you did. What they do to us.
But what I'm saying,
Meaning-
listen, I
wait,
can
wait,
flip. But
wait.
it's ironic
Wait,
for you to
listen.
do that when your stereotype
What
is
place?
on
What place
some
did you?
bomber
What
shit.
place did you just name? What place did you just name?
I just said the Middle East.
All right.
That could
so
be multiple areas.
the Middle East, right? For all we know, the Middle East could be beautiful. But all
It
we
is
see,
beautiful.
But all we see on American TV is when some shit happens,
Right, so
where there's a war or they're
That's
killing
why
kids.
I
or-
said what I said.
Thing is,
It's
those are
ironic for you to come
radicals.
talk about black on black here, but if you want to go with stereotype, I could say some shit about your shit too. So think about it. You know your own homeland. So don't come here judging until you really know brothers. Like you got HBCs and all this shit. Bro, y'all profit off this shit. And it's brothers that got their ass whooped, killed to get this shit popping. But we get disrespected on our own land.
But on
That
the
shit's
flip
fucked
side,
up.
on the flip side of that, when you go to certain areas, even here in the city, it ain't nowhere nobody should live or want to be, and a lot of those areas are populated by us. Like you live in the projects, I live in the projects, right?
I'm in the PJs.
Yeah. You see what go on.
Yeah.
That ain't the
Murder,
government.
death, kill, bro.
That ain't the government. That's niggas.
But how?
What you mean?
Bro, all right, they have an experiment that they did in the freaking 50s. They put a bunch of mice together. Together. It was a family of mice. So they'll cut the light off, and then when they turn the light on, it'll be food. So they did it for a week. They cut the light on twice a day. So they knew it was food. So then 1 week they just stopped and only did it once a day. And then they stopped and did it once a week. The mother and father killed the babies because they was hungry. Then later the mother killed you. If you put people in a predicament, they will wild out a certain way. If you look,
You realize
we could go off Harlem.
But
What's the main drug over
You
there that
realize,
they
you
do?
realize you just compared us to mice.
Because they are mammals. You can test.
No, I'm
who you
not
think they test
saying.
shit on?
What I'm saying
Who you
is
think they test shit on to see?
What I'm saying is you like.
They still got
That's
a
what they
conscience.
compare us to.
They got a conscience. It's a group of mice. If you do certain things, they will wild out.
I first moved to the projects when I was 18, right? And not too long after I moved to the projects, I realized what the issue was.
What was the issue?
You had the store next to the laundromat, next to this, next to the Chinese food place,
So you
next to the
agree with what
barber
I'm
shop.
saying? The conditions.
No, listen what I'm saying. So it was no need for anybody to ever feel the need to move out because everything they had
Convenience.
was right there.
But it's not.
I read a statement once that gang members in LA have never really gone no more than a 2 miles
A radius.
radius
Right.
from where they live.
Right.
Because, you know, what are you doing in my neighborhood?
Right.
And some of them have never even seen the ocean.
It's people right here in
But
New York City.
It's the conditions that put in. I'm glad you brought up LA. LA is a great example. So before the Bloods and Crips, they had great jobs out there. They had great factory jobs, great shit. Motherfucking government said, these niggas is moving too nice. You got these nice houses. They stopped that shit. Just like the Detroit. Yeah, so
I'm not saying the government ain't to blame. What I'm saying, at some point, for some things, we have to hold ourselves accountable.
Right, we have to catch up. All right, so example, me and you, look how it goes. Me and you are caught up, mindset caught up. My son right now, just say he's another child. He is not caught up. He's thinking what is the environment, that's what it is. We know because of experience.
Yeah.
So the minute we even kick or try to talk or explain, he may not listen. He may not listen. So it took us time to wake up, and they play psychologically. They play off of that.
Well, I will say this, right? I was raised in a family of older Southern black people.
Myself
right?
too.
So I'm talking about my mom is 40 years older than me, and her sisters were almost 20 years older than her. So I grew up in a family where they taught me that this is what happened. This is what you need to avoid. Let me show you this.
And you still test it.
But a lot of my friends, they didn't grow up like that because they had
That's where I'm
younger
getting at, bro.
parents, and their parents wasn't.
And
I'm not gonna
it's
say
getting washed
nobody's
out.
parents
It's getting
was
washed
teaching
out
them.
more and more. Take the man from the house. Take the family apart. It's getting more and more, bro.
You
see what I'm saying?
I
So
think
it
that's a
gets into
stereotype because there are black fathers
no.
that do stay.
If you go off of racist, it's more black fathers present than
Now.
any other race. Than any
Especially
other race.
now.
For the past 30 years. You can do Google it on Censor. I'm not making this shit up because I just was looking at certain
But
shit.
listen,
Census.
The
This
census.
is what I'm saying. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X
Right.
when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
I didn't have classmates that was reading the autobiography of Malcolm X.
You was woke in your own time. You had great parents, great foundation around you. You was one of the few. But at that time, it was downgrading.
But you
And
see how
look what
you
it
say,
is now.
I still went outside because eventually you get
You
outside.
still have to go outside, yes.
That ain't the
You
white
gotta
man.
get out of your neighborhood. You gotta get out of your
But-
comfort
Bro,
zone.
I had to talk with an African brother. Not too long ago. And he was like, yo, some things you can blame these crackers for, the government for, but a lot of it, like you said, we can't blame. Because if you go to Senegal, these motherfuckers got so much money, they can stop a lot of shit and make a big change for the diaspora, which I agree with him. He said, but they rather just make it for their own, and they don't even care about their own people. What I'm trying to say is, if someone is running the meat grinder and it's working for them, they're gonna say, okay, I profit off of this. I'm good with this. I don't really. Oh damn.
Here's where you can blame the government.
Damn.
Here's where you blame the
I think
government.
our time is coming low.
The government is the government's fault in the fact of they put us in they don't put us in these bad situations, but eventually we might get in these bad situations, and then they don't help us.
Yeah, like everyone black will eventually have that gun put to their face.
Or they create a sort of dependency on them.
I mean, we know who the race soldiers are. We know who the bulldogs are. At the end of the day, just looking like me and you, my own son, eventually will have that motherfucking barrel pointed at his face by someone that does not like us. That is not even fair at all. My mama had it done to her. What the hell? I had it done. My sister had it done to her. My oldest son. Just for walking down the street, bro.
But
Just for walking down the street, or just being in, an area that they dislike. What you doing here? What's going on? Ready for the hit?
on the flip side, is niggas in your own neighborhood that'll pull out on you.
Well, I mean, it's niggas, it's whites that pull out on whites. It's Chinese that pull out
Yeah, I'm
on
not
Chinese.
saying I'm not saying it ain't, but we talking about us.
Yeah, we talking about us, but I mean, that's part of the territory. That's
Listen,
your warrior class.
I understand.
Know when to move.
When
you got
you
to
around-
know when to hold them.
Know when to
Know when to
fold.
fold them. Know when to
And
walk
walk away.
away. Know when to fucking run.
It's
Or win away for us.
It's a complicated thing.
Yeah, that's why they use a lot. That's why the government use a lot of psychology shit, because they know they go off the mind. If we do this, what would this person do? That's why I talked about the mouse. Mice. You think it's like, man, we talking about mice, but they kind of
No,
do a
I'm
shift.
not. I know what you were saying. I got what you were saying. But this is how you break. This is how you break a group of people. Like how we was talking about Martin Luther King, Malcolm
Right,
X, all that. That's how you break people. Anybody you build up to save you, we're gonna kill them. So eventually,
So how we build out of it?
you gotta have people. Like we have people now. We've always had people that exceeded expectations.
Yes.
And not just in entertainment.
And all over.
They're business people. They're people like Byron Allen. He's an entertainer, but he's an excellent businessman.
Right.
All right. You have Bob Johnson, who was the creator of BT. Excellent businessman.
He's an excellent businessman, but he has his funny style.
But then what happens is at the same time, these black businesses, they get their money, and then who do they sell the companies to?
I mean,
once they
it
make
comes
their
to the
money,
big
they
bidder.
sell it off.
I mean, Dre sell this beats to who? Some Chinese dudes, right?
Yeah,
Got
so-
3.2 billion or whatever.
So I mean, we can't act like we haven't made any progress in America, because we have.
Bro, the fact that they could at any given moment, right to my son that's in the audience, pull a gun out of him and kill him with impunity, I still feel unsafe in this country. I still feel
But
it's unfair,
even that-
and it needs.
even-
This shit needs to be replaced with real justice.
But even
this
that-
constitution need to be updated.
But
on some real
look, even that, right? And I may be naive or whatever the case may be. But even that, when you look at the case of Ahmaud Arbery, they
Right.
just got convicted.
shit. Right.
You look at the case of George Floyd, his killers got convicted. Right?
Yeah, but that's grassroots niggas in
So
the background
slowly-
stomping this out. No, we gonna. Some of them got their ass whooped. Some of them got pepper sprayed, jail time. They had to fight to make sure they do the right thing by giving us justice.
So
You
slow.
gotta- why we always got to fight so hard? Example, look, we just talked about this white girl. She paid $375.
Those are just crumbs that, you know.
But I'm just saying
we're gonna
of an
give them
example.
This.
Over example, all she had to do was pay $375. This
But you
whole
also
woman,
realize-
whole career is ruined.
You also
on
realize-
on some racist bullshit.
Listen. You also realize Brittney Griner is famous.
Yes.
So
Make an example.
they're using her as a bargaining chip. It's not just about we just gonna throw this black woman in jail. It's something else behind it. It ain't
America
just-
should have been
you
on
get
the
what I'm
trigger.
saying?
Once that shit happened, the Democrats should have been on the trigger.
They
bro.
don't care. You
Yeah,
think
we
the-
know. We see now. We see they don't care. We see they. Hold up. This is their song. This what the Democrats play for us at their parties.
This guy.
This is what they play, bro. To us.
This is a very serious episode, Adi. I just
Look,
want.
this episode may be off, but fuck it. This is what the Democrats play. This is what the Democrats play. Right here. With the church music, with the church stuff on, church hats, I could see sister girl Kamala Harris doing some BS shit. And this is what she's gonna be singing. That's what the Democrats gonna be saying to us. Right after the election, after they win again. And say this. And you ain't black if you don't vote for me. See? That's what they're gonna be saying, bro. So you know what? From Adi, not the Juggernaut show, fuck y'all Democrats. Y'all on some bullshit, son. Fuck y'all. Y'all wait last minute, use whatever y'all can. Don't really care. Don't give us no tangibles. You give everybody else in the world some damn money and say, oh, reparations, what they need? I don't know no slaves. What you talking? The disrespect. As a matter of fact, y'all niggas not even Native American. The disrespect. Constant disrespect, bro. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like,
Cause man,
nigga. Sometimes I feel like I wish I just had the Hawk arm. Punch a few motherfuckers. Biden will be the first online.
So if you could, so let me ask you a question. If you could
Get superpowers?
If you could change, no. If you could change things in America, you would still stay here?
I'm going to stay here regardless. This is all I
Why?
know.
Yeah, see,
I'm going to stay here regardless. I'm going to stay and fight.
So, you see what you just said? They know that.
Yeah, they know that. And I ain't got to vote for them motherfuckers.
So, America...
But I'm making another party.
Look. America and us is like an abusive relationship.
Yeah, I'm in the house getting my ass whooped.
Right.
And ain't no police officers coming to save me.
If a woman is
I'm getting up, beat up.
If a woman is being abused, if a woman is being abused by a man every day, right? What incentive does he have to change if he know no matter what he do,
she's gonna still be there?
But the thing is, she could dial 911.
we still gonna be here?
We can't dial on 911.
Yeah, our 911 is protest. Our 911
That ain't
is
real 911.
but this is what I'm saying to you. No matter, they know.
You know, how many times have the black culture did marches on Washington?
Forever.
Okay?
Forever.
And we do it peacefully.
We about to go to one right now on
We
October
do it
15th.
peacefully, but yet Trump and his party, they
Bomb rush.
oh my God.
If
And nobody got shot,
if
nobody
January
got tear
6th
gassed.
if January 6th
No
was a bunch
dogs
of black
were set
people,
on them.
if January 6th was a bunch of black people, there
We'd all
wouldn't be
be
no
dead.
story. We'd be dead, and that'd be that. But like
Yeah,
I
there'll be a lot
said,
of bodies, you're right.
And then they'll put your junior high school picture up, and he was such a good boy.
they know, no matter what
black,
they do
black.
to us, like you just said yourself, and you Mr. Fuck America, and you just said yourself, no matter what they do, you still gonna be here.
I still got to fight. This is all I know. I'm still going to fight.
So
Eventually,
why would
somebody,
they
my
change?
child or his child will maybe win this shit and it'll be fair justice for real. Even the ones before us, they're
Okay,
hopes
Bonnie,
to
let me
make
ask you a
sure that
question.
we are getting
Wait,
better.
Bonnie, let me ask you a question. So you see how you said your family came and they accomplished all these great things, right? If they came here and they was treated how we was talking, they would have left, right?
Well,
But that's why I was just talking about the East Coast, West Coast thing. But go ahead. I guess you dodged that one.
my parents, I grew up internationally.
Right.
You know, my grandfather had a big farm in the Caribbean, and every summer from June through September, I wasn't in New York City. I was in the Caribbean.
Right. See, but you understand what I'm saying though? Like, if,
It's like I had a different upbringing
right, yeah.
than most
Kids
African
that you
American.
knew, yeah.
No, we kind of got the
people,
same joint. We take
you
our
know.
ass to North Carolina.
That ain't
Tennessee.
that is
not
that is not the
international.
same at all.
No, they don't have to really
I've
be
been
international.
to Belize, Honduras, the
I
Caribbean.
mean, I travel.
Like
I've been
you
in
no,
Europe,
but
I've
you
been
see
in
how you just
St.
said
Thomas, I've been to Jamaica.
you just said we'll go to North Carolina. That's the epicenter of where the slavery was at.
But right,
That's
but the thing is, it's some real brothers and sisters out there
That's
that
not what I'm
own
saying.
land.
That's not what
It's
I'm
some
saying.
real. I got family.
You see how she
that
just said she
owns-
went to Belize, Honduras,
That's
all this
cool.
stuff.
That's all good. But I got family that own horses. That's in South Carolina chilling. So you
I
know,
don't doubt
I
it.
come from strength too.
I
It's not
don't
really
doubt
too
it.
different. I mean, if I go eat a damn pizza here and eat a pizza in nasty ass Italy, come on.
I
Nigga.
don't doubt it. All I'm
You know
trying
what
to say
I'm
to
saying?
you is America treats black people the way they do because they know where else we gonna go.
I mean, we got no real outside help. Be honest with you, we really here on our own. Because when we do ask for help, motherfuckers say no. When we ask for dual citizenship, they're like, nigga, fuck you. Let me see all your paperwork first. What you gonna contribute to us? But a motherfucker could come here with lint in their pocket and get all the benefits that niggas died for. But we can't go over and get any goddamn
Adi,
thing. This is what I'm just saying. We
is an
alone.
abusive
If I go to
relationship.
Africa, I'm scared I may not make it out that bitch.
Why?
Nigga, it's so many words. Like, oh, this is a kata, nigga. You think you special? Shit, I may have to fight 20 Africans out there, motherfucker. Nigga, I mean, come on, bro. I can't do but so much in this wheelchair. Grabbing my son, get down, nigga. Come on, son.
Listen,
Fleeing for my life in a wheelchair.
you're right. This is what we know, right? But what I'm saying to you
You
is,
can't go to Ukraine.
I'm not going.
See? They throwing niggas out off the train. Get out. You,
But what-
Tyrone, get the fuck. Leroy, get out. What the fuck? God damn, I'm Ukrainian. No, get your
You know, you didn't have
nigga
to say.
ass out.
You
Nigga
didn't have
told
to
leave.
say. You didn't have to say Tyrone or Leroy.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You know what I want.
Adiyambo. That's black as a motherfucker. Adiyambo is black as a motherfucker
No,
on
ain't
his
blacker
own.
than Mike, nigga.
Mike.
Everybody Mike. Mike Tyson.
It's white
Mike
Mike.
Jordan. Mike Frazier.
Well, I'm
Mike
surrounded.
Favors.
Who the
By
fuck is
Mikes.
Mike Frazier?
You don't know Frazier?
I know Joe Frazier.
Who you think is Mike Frazier then?
I don't know who the hell Mike Frazier
No,
is.
I just made that bullshit up. But real talk, Mike is more famous than goddamn any Adiyambo or Leroy, nigga.
Who, me? Or Mike just in general?
Just Mike in general.
Mike in general.
Well, that's because you had a few in the 80s who did they
Accomplished
thing.
some shit.
My mom, I tell you, my mom named me after Michael Jackson. It wasn't like she just picked a random Mike. She just said, I like Michael Jackson. This my son. I'm going to name him.
I guess the doggone baby is hers.
Yeah.
He's
I was born
mine.
in 84. So that was
Yeah, that was
prime Michael Jackson time.
Yeah, that definitely was. And we
I
missed
named
the
my
brother.
younger son after Vincent Price, the actor.
And he was the voiceover for Thriller.
Ain't that shit. And yeah, he had a nice voice.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish I had a voice like that.
growing up, achieving the American dream, I wasn't allowed to watch certain TV. I was very heavy-handed with my mother.
Oh.
I always had an activity, singing after school, dancing lessons. I've done horseback. I've done, like I said, I didn't have the typical
Preppy.
American childhood. I grew up in the 80s where the crack vials were on the street and everything.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, we was,
you know.
we was in New Jack City. We definitely was in New Jack
But-
City.
I grew up in Sugar Hill.
Yeah, you was,
I
you
hung
was,
out in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Heights.
you was
So
out.
you
You
was
was
out,
on the
you was
Enterprise.
outside.
They used to call
You
that
know?
the Enterprise.
But
That's
see,
where niggas was getting beamed up.
Same to a lesser degree. Like my mom, I didn't stay here during the summertime. I went to summer camps. I went to
Fresh air fun.
Yeah, like
something out of here. Than what it is.
being. I'm not gonna lie. Being disabled afforded me
a lot of stuff.
the luxury of I can go to this program, that
Getting
program.
ahead of the line.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I just skipped a few lines of Great Adventures my damn self.
nah, but you know
You
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
chair. Come.
Yes.
Come.
Niggas be looking like I could
Like
feel them,
I've said it.
motherfucker.
I've said it before on here. Had I not been disabled, had I grew up with my biological family, I'd have grew up in the Bronx, in a whole different.
I think you still been the same person.
Nah, I would have been the same person, but my circumstance would have been different.
And that's why you're a
Yeah,
comedian.
you
Yeah.
been on some
You
on some
know.
Chuck
Right.
D shit. Bruce
To
Baddest, Carver
quote,
Hard.
was it Howie Mandel?
Yeah.
You know, great comedy comes from tragedy.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So you use your upbringing you make light of it
Right, yeah.
and bring the jokes.
So,
You know?
so like we talked about before, biologically I'm one of 8 children, right?
Mm.
My mother, you know, she was out in the streets. She was doing her thing. She didn't have time to raise her kids like that because
Right.
she was doing her thing. But where I grew up, the family I lived with, my mom was there. She was in the house. I didn't spend a lot of time in the house because I was always out
Outside.
doing something. I was in programs. I was out of the city in the summertime. So a lot of things that
You
happened,
was at movie theaters, starting
Yeah.
riots,
I wasn't.
crossing snow,
Yeah, I
getting some
wasn't.
snatch.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
know
out
that.
here doing. I wasn't out here doing. You know what I mean?
You do regular shit that niggas do.
So then when my friends was out in the street, it was like, I'm chilling. I went to summer camp. I was getting,
Yeah, when you come back, you heard the horror stories.
yeah, but by the time I came back, summer was almost over.
Mm-hmm.
But I still saw it because you go to school, you got friends, your friends do certain things, your friends grow up. Like a lot of kids I knew growing up, you could see them in like elementary school, nice kids. By the time you see them again in high school, they selling drugs.
Yo, bro, it was a friend that grew up with his mother, father, nice house. This motherfucker was like, he's gonna be it. And on the same block, it was another brother. He moved, and he got accepted to Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like this person was about to go to Harvard too, but somewhere during the line, it shifted, and this nigga became one of the worst killers in Brooklyn, bro.
Because those be the ones.
And he was raised by some good woman, son. Good woman, good man, good men in the house. Good, he had a good circle.
Because those be the ones. Those be the ones. They grow up in a certain neighborhood, and they may have a mother and a father in the house. Mother have a good job, father have a good job, but because they live here, they feel they got to go the extra mile to prove themselves because now to other people on the block they soft because they grew up in a good home.
That's the debate of nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
You know, a mother and father can nurture their child all they want, but at some point they go out into the world.
Yeah.
And depending on their environment and who they surround themselves with, that nature takes over the nurture.
And I know when it happened for him, he had to kill. He was nervous and he had to kill someone. And then it was a time in the early 90s. They wasn't giving dudes a lot of time. Like if you was under 16, they definitely would. He was under 16. He got like 3 years, so he had to do that spot fit. But when he came back home, this nigga was full-fledged beast, bro.
Because now you went to spot fit.
I mean, he gave real love to the whole block, like, you know.
Because now, but now,
somebody's like, yo, man, this nigga been doing, or my man,
like,
me, he'll finish.
Like, take me, for example. You see how I just told you, like, I went to all these things, I did all this stuff. But when I was home, I still got in trouble outside because my mother can't protect me outside. My sister can't protect me outside. And as a man, as a boy, you people tell you have to be, you have to have this disposition about yourself. I can't be cool Mike from summer camp when I'm outside. I had to be, if you want to fight, we gonna fight.
You gotta fight.
I mean, I have to say, I've thrown fists growing up. You know.
Yeah, but it's called where you throwing fists at. This brother we call it the triangle. It's like the tip of Brownsville, Bushwick, and Bed-Stuy. So you get different drama from the Ville. You get different drama from the dark side, which is Bushwick, and then you get a whole bunch of shit from the Stuy. So if you on that corner,
okay. Like, for example, you seen the Supreme Team documentary?
Yeah, I seen it.
That's where I'm from. I grew up right there.
Yeah, that was murder capital.
That whole me a documentary I gotta watch. I love documentaries.
Yeah, the Supreme Team, they was a team of drug dealers in the 80s and 90s in Queens.
Yeah, if they did a business, they'll be definitely Fortune 500.
Anybody? I rarely left Sugar Hill, so
anybody you heard of from Queens that got shot, murdered back then, they had a hand in it. So, like, not to put nobody out there, but like when you hear about 50 Cent getting shot, they had a hand in
that nigga that shot 50, that nigga took my damn girlfriend, man, my first love.
That was
that
Mike.
Nigga, I'm gonna tell you too, the nigga name is Homo.
Yeah, that was Mike Tyson's best friend.
Is Suicide. Homo and Suicide. These niggas was treacherous.
That's
in
what
Brooklyn
their mama named them?
No, that's what they named themselves. These dudes was treacherous, yo.
But that's what I'm saying. So imagine, even though I was adopted and I moved from the Bronx and I came to Queens, but I still grew up in an environment that it was a better environment, but now I come from an area where they making documentaries about.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not gonna say I never left Sugar Hill. When my family came to this country, they all bought houses. You know,
I mean,
we had a car, and if I had an aunt that lived in Soundview in the Bronx, we drove.
It was a time frame when houses was, that's when the whites was moving out, crazy. So a lot of these townhouses really went to like for 30,000, 20,000. It was very cheap. The reason I know because my grandmother bought one, and she bought it out of welfare, and it wound up being her own shit later on. But then I had other family members that bought shit, sold, moved down south or moved upstate, however it goes. But it was a time frame where houses was really cheap, especially in New York City.
Like I grew up in a house because, like you said, it was the white flight where at one time Queens was a majority white area, and then you had like famous people who lived in Queens, like Louis Armstrong lived in Queens, Malcolm X, all of them lived in Queens. But then once regular black people started moving in, the white people left out.
Coming out.
So I grew up in a house, but then, like you said, at the time it was the crack era. Or the end of, I came to, I was growing up in the crack era, but I got old enough, like at the end of
real
it.
Walking Dead. That's the real Walking Dead.
We had a house, but then when you go outside,
you gotta tighten up like the Walking Dead. You gotta put your gloves on, the bat on the back.
Nah, you know what's funny?
Protective gear.
You know what's funny? But you know what's funny? Like I went back to the first house I lived in for the first time in like 26 years last year. And I hadn't been there since we moved. And I'm looking at the block and I'm looking at the house. I'm like, I don't remember the house being like this. It looked exactly the same,
But it looked small.
but it was like the house looked
Because you grew as a
Yeah,
child.
yeah, yeah.
Everything in the world is big to you.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. So I left at 11. I come back at 37. It's like this looked totally different from what I remember. Like I remember we lived next to an alleyway. That alleyway looked like nothing to me at 37, but at 11, to me it looked like a damn baseball field. Because your perception of the world changes.
Yes, it does.
So it was like, damn, my mom, we lived here.
You mean the perception of the fragment, right?
But see, I remember even when I would go to like summer camp, right? It was in a rich white neighborhood.
Oh, the T's.
So then you go back to Queens at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
And I remember my first summer, I was 10 years old. I told my mom, I said, we don't have no money.
No, you was keeping 100. Shit.
And she said, what you mean? I said, I don't know. When I was away, the houses looked like this. Everybody had new cars. I come back here, people tires was coming off the car. Like, you know what I mean?
Bricks.
Yeah, so it's like,
Bad.
you don't realize like what you don't have until you leave and then you come back.
Absolutely.
And then you just like, whoa, what the hell is this? I remember every
Now you know how
time.
people feel on vacation. They go to fucking these Caribbean areas. They be like, oh, so it's good. Fucking food so good, the woman. Then they come back and what the fuck
But
is this
honestly,
shit?
even being
How
a
is
New
this
Yorker,
nasty shit?
being
You see the small coming back.
Nah,
from
but
the
being a New Yorker in general, like you could go to another state and see the difference.
Oh, absolutely.
Cause I've been to other states and you come back and you just like, I remember one time I went to Texas and I came back and I had to catch the M60 bus from the airport to go back to Queens, and I just remember wanting to cry cause it was like all this smog and it was just dirt and it was like I spent a month in Texas where it was none of this.
I think I was 10 years old when I realized the difference between the Caribbean and New York.
Yeah.
My island that I grew up on is so small. It's only 3 miles by 7 miles.
Right.
Okay?
God damn, that's small.
Honey, you take a shit, wipe your ass. They know what time you took it and which way you wiped it. You know?
Damn, that's small, yo.
If you get in trouble down here, by the time you get home, your mama
Everybody
already know. And it's so small. Growing up, there were only 2 cars on the entire island. Pickup trucks. They picked you up from the airport and took you to whatever part of the island you had to go.
Making their
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
doing their thing.
You know, but there's no fire trucks. There's no police in cars.
It's all
And there's
on
no
you.
traffic noise. And I finally we're flying back. I'm here. My parents actually still live in the same apartment in Sugar Hill.
But there's
And-
a few civil engineers that come from the Caribbean. You would think that they'll make sure they'll fix their homeland before they go around the world fixing everybody else's shit. I'm saying it because I know because my son, he goes to school for civil engineering. I honestly wanted to do civil engineering. That's building structures of cities, whatever kind of, wherever you at, you building the structure
But
of that land.
I
so
think
to
more
hear what
so-
you're saying, that's kind of weird. A lot of Caribbean got civil engineer degrees.
But I think more so the point is she lived in a world that, first of all, you probably didn't need police like that because there was nothing going on like that.
Yeah.
You still need somebody whooping some ass.
Well, I mean, they did have like a small police station that you can go and make complaints to. But there was no prison. There's no jails.
I mean, it's seven
I never locked my doors.
miles, about 3 miles. Yeah, that's really, what is that, the size of Brooklyn? What the fuck? God,
Smaller.
But it's
City
like,
Island looks bigger.
but oh, my fault. Go ahead.
Coming here and hearing the sirens, and it's like, this city's too loud. It's just,
There's almost
I
9
miss the
million
Caribbean
people.
and the crickets. You know?
Right. But it's like, you ever seen like a celebrity and they walk with like a gang of security, and that makes people bother them more because you got a gang of security. So it's like she said, there was no police, there was no. So when people know, I think it's a thing where people know. Like in New York, there's a bunch of police. There's a gang of police.
Yeah.
So if for some reason, even being in the project, I've been in the projects where they built a brand new elevator, and the first week somebody pissed in the elevator.
You ain't lying.
Oh, I can't stand
You ain't
that.
lying.
I can't stand
Yeah,
that.
I swear to God. I mean, we're going to have to wrap this up soon, but I think that's the first time I called our people niggas. I was in Polo Grounds, I was in the elevator, I was in my wheelchair, bro, and it was just piss on both elevators. I said, yo, I hate
I
niggas,
gotta
man.
roll this through.
I hate
We
niggas,
had,
man.
but
roll
listen,
this back
is
into my
fucking
house.
we had a brand new. It took them a year to build the elevator, and I know because for a year people had to carry me up and down the stairs
wow.
because I didn't want to move to another apartment because I thought they was gonna try to like be like, all right, now you can stay here. You know what I mean? So I was like, people just carry me up. So for a year they built this elevator just to have somebody piss in it. Less than a week later. So it's like people have perceptions of what they're supposed to. So it's like if you live in the projects, the projects could be clean, projects could be nice.
I
It's
think
the
it just
people that
needs-
live in the
I
projects.
just think it needs to be more back to community. You do it more back to community. Like I know Mrs. Thompson. I know Mrs. Thompson's grandbabies. I know her daughter, her son. Like it'll be more like, tell your friends not to be coming over here pissing in this elevator, bro. I know it's them little niggas because they're not from this building. I seen them. Shit that need to be regulated. It ain't like that no more. Like everybody just turned
It's
their back.
because
Like,
the children don't have any discipline anymore. I'm sorry.
I mean, grown ass
You know?
women and men ain't got no discipline. I see the chick piss between the car,
Oh.
running out the club, pissing between
But
the car.
it's all about, because you gotta think we moving the generations. So like my generation of kids, we parents now. So if they parents, my generation of kids, are not everybody parents obviously, but if my generation of kids came up when the crack era and everybody's parents were doing crack,
But hold that
and all
thought.
of that.
We're going to have to bring this back next week. People, we're going to bring it back next week. Want you to know, thank you for joining the Juggernaut Show. Again, check us out on our YouTube channel called The Juggernaut Show. I think it's called The Juggernaut Show NYC.
Yeah, you gave
I'm a
it
little
wrong
bit
name.
off.
I wanted to say it.
And,
but-
and also check out our Instagram page called The Juggernaut King Juggernaut. And also check out our Twitter page called The Juggernaut Show. Again, people, thank you for joining in. And also leave comments on any one of our social medias, and we'll answer it. From us to y'all, peace, love, and happiness. Later, people.
This is Domino's Space and CeeLo. Ballin' with the heat, Tyler Hero.